C'est un plaisir pour moi de vous parler de mon expérience. Je m'appelle Aïda Mbaye. Je suis une Sénégalaise de 23 ans. Jeune fille qui, comme beaucoup de mon âge, adore la vie et aspire à jouer un rôle important dans mon pays. En tant que fille, mais surtout en tant que leader. Vous savez, l'Afrique depuis des décennies, de par sa situation économique et sociale, connaît d'énormes problèmes. Et nous les jeunes. Nous les jeunes filles, je voudrais dire, nous sommes particulièrement touchés par ce phénomène. J'ai quand même eu la chance d'être inscrite à l'école lorsque j'avais 6 ans. À l'âge de 15 ans, j'ai décidé d'arrêter mes études. Vous allez certainement me demander. Justement, j'avais pas d'appui. Pas un appui matériel ou financier. Quelqu'un pour me pousser, me galvaniser, m'informer sur les risques que je cours en arrêtant mes études. Bref, un conseiller. Je regrette beaucoup d'avoir pas poursuivi mes études. Avec le temps, j'ai compris que j'ai renoncé à un droit fondamental, le droit à l'éducation. Beaucoup d'autres filles de mon âge ont abandonné l'école pour des raisons diverses. De plus, du manque de soutien, les filles font face à beaucoup de discriminations au milieu urbain et rural. Beaucoup des parents croient que les filles doivent se marier, avoir des enfants, s'occuper de la famille et de la maison. Les filles font aussi face à beaucoup de violences, de grossesses non désirées, de mariages forcés et qui les obligent à arrêter l'école. Maintenant, je tiens un petit restaurant qui sert le petit déjeuner, qui me permet de gagner ma vie d'épargnée. Mon rêve, c'est d'avoir continué mes études. Je me servirai de mes revenus de mon petit restaurant. J'aimerais aussi dire que l'État du Sénégal aide plus que les filles de ma situation. Nous l'espérons que les objectifs de développement durable, seront intégrés dans le plan Sénégal émergent et traduits par des actions concrètes. L'Union européenne doit soutenir le Sénégal dans cette démarche. Je fais appel à nos leaders, nos parents et à nous-mêmes de consentir plus d'efforts pour les filles, afin qu'elles participent autant que les garçons pour le développement de l'Afrique. Je vous remercie.
Il y a une coopération au Sénégal, vous avez entendu. On travaille dans le cadre du plan Sénégal émergent à la formation professionnelle des jeunes, y compris dans l'autre région qui est Kaolack. Mais le Luxembourg ne suffit pas. Il y a les autres États membres qui doivent aussi venir. Alors, je voudrais maintenant passer la parole à Madame Esther Azine, qui est le directeur et la représentante pour l'Union européenne de l'ONG Save the Children. Vous avez la parole.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Thank you. And what a challenge to follow after Aida's inspiring presentation. I really feel very moved. So I hope I'll manage to really follow after you. I've been asked by the organizers of the week to do some concluding remarks. I think it's worth telling you that it's the 5th year in a row that we all come together under the banner of the European Week of Action for Girls. And we are a coalition of civil society organizations working on development, on humanitarian, on gender equality, and youth empowerment. And the aim of the week is really to put girls' empowerment higher on the political agenda, to raise awareness, but also to ensure that the rights of the girls are fully supported and promoted in the EU external action. We are organizing different activities, advocacy, media, campaigning, youth participation, and as I said, this year we've been very lucky to have the patronage of the Luxembourgese presidency, and I was glad as well to hear your commitment and your words, and I hope many other member states will follow as well, but also the patronage of the European Parliament, and we've been very grateful to have this wonderful space to display the exhibition today. Also extending our gratitude to the UN agencies who've been continuous partners and supporting us in the week. Et je voudrais remercier tout particulièrement Aïda, qui est venue du Sénégal pour nous parler de son expérience de jeune entrepreneuse, de filles qui se battent pour la réalisation des droits des filles. Et c'est un plaisir de suivre après toi. I'd like to say a few words about the exhibition that you are all surrounded by. The theme of the year is Goal for Girls, post 2015, win, lose or draw. I think I won't be very long about the new Sustainable Development Goals. I think we've said a lot. I would like to say as well that we've seen tremendous progress in the last 15 years in terms of reducing extreme poverty, reducing child mortality, promoting gender equality, but it hasn't been enough. There are still challenges, and one of the challenges is that very often the most vulnerable, the poorest among the poorest are missed out of this progress. And unfortunately, the girls are very often the ones who are missed out of the progress. And I think we can fairly say that we won't wait for 15 years more to get this fixed. The pictures have been selected by our organizations, like the Luxembourgese presidency and the UN agencies. And what we want to stress is that each and every goal has an impact and can transform the lives of girls, but also the interconnection between the different goals. And you will see the pictures, but for instance, you will see how important is the access and the availability to maternal health services in rural areas of Laos. You will see in the picture of the female Somali police women the importance of having women participating in peace building and in peacekeeping as well. Also other goals like sustainable cities as well, the impact they have on women and girls, but also climate change and the roles and the goals related to the environment as well, and the huge impact they have on girls. Very briefly, I'd like to mention two issues that are not maybe the funniest ones, but they are key to the success of this agenda, and it's data and accountability. Data, because otherwise, how we are going to know that we are reaching the most vulnerable, how we are going to inform our decisions to make sure that we are meeting the needs of the girls. So girls have to be visible in the SDGs targets and indicators, and this is going to be the only way to make sure that we monitor our progress. And many organizations who are part of the week, we've been advocating for data revolution. So to have data being disaggregated by sex, ethnicity, age, disability, socio-economic status to really capture the inequalities and the disparities. And accountability, otherwise what is going to be this framework about? You have to be accountable to all stakeholders, including the girls. And we've seen with the UN General Assembly this year a powerful team of young and children advocates and a lot of girls who are empowered really to speak up about their rights and concerns. And they really had such an impact that we've seen members of the European Parliament, asking now for meeting those girls in their country. So really going to talk to them. Finally, a few calls on the European Union. The European Union and the Member States have a responsibility in making sure that the goals are implemented outside, but also inside the European Union. And the EU should lead by example. And it should ensure that the EU policies and the programs transform the systems and the norms that perpetuate the inequalities and the discrimination against girls, the discrimination that exclude them from attending education or not having access to health. We must ensure that all children and youth in the EU and elsewhere have equal chances to survive, to learn, to be protected from violence, and to reach their full potential. And we really call on the EU to support global efforts to ensure that all girls benefit from the Sustainable Development Goals. You mentioned the EU Framework Action Plan. Words do matter, but I think the action that matters even more on gender equality and women's empowerment. We are happy to see the document, but again, we hope that the implementation is going to be fully transformative and that the funding will come as well to create an enabling environment for gender equality. And we hope to have the highest level of political support. Just to conclude, as I said, we've heard from Aida about your story, about how you realize how important it is to fight for your rights, but to be supported as well in this fight, and how we all seek a better life for ourselves and the future generations. I would like also to encourage you as well to just stay for a while and to watch a short video that we've prepared, because as you will read, the goals are not just for girls, but when girls win, we all win. So I would like to make a call to ensure that every girl who is born in Dakar, in Brussels, in a rural area of South Sudan, is able to meet her full potential. So thank you very much. Enjoy the exhibition and just stay now for the video. And please don't hesitate to tweet. Thank you very much.